Let's do this, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of All in a Day's Work. It's me, your boy Trip. I'm gonna start doing something else a little bit more on the wild side because we typically post a lot of either serious or just sometimes some off the wall stuff, but some serious videos, something about mental health, fitness and stuff like that we want to encourage people to to do better and be better. But I was thinking, why not add a little clip and some humor into some of the stuff that we got going on in our world? Because there's so much to talk about. So I'm gonna start doing a wildin out with Trip, or wildin out Wednesdays with Trip. Every Wednesday we'll post up one of the videos of me talking about some of the crazy ass shenanigans we got going on in our world, or some of the clips that I've seen, and I'm sure most of you guys have seen as well. So with that being said, All in a Day's Work is officially signing on. All right, everybody. Well, again, welcome back to the show. I appreciate you guys for hanging out with me here on this Wednesday. Again, everything's brought to you by allinadays.com, right here, allinadays.com. So please go ahead, check out allinadays.com, get your merchandise, get your stickers, donate, look at all the resources, all the good stuff is there for you. Again, allinadays.com. Well, let's get into this. So, as I'm sure most of you guys on social media and everything out there have seen these TikTok videos of people doing some off the wall stuff, or just, talking about some shenanigans out there, right? But I was sent a video by my partner Lucas from another podcast, B Tatum, and he was reacting to this woman, this crazy woman, and y'all go to check out his page as well. Check out the video, y'all would like it. Check out the TikTok video. But this stuff is, let me just say, this stuff is outrageous. It's like, I talk about mental health a lot, right? As far as like veterans, but I'm legit concerned, just like B Tatum is, and like Lucas is, and most of my team. I'm legit concerned. Like, we got a mental health issue here in our country, and I just don't know what the hell is going on anymore. Like, we got folks out here calling their babies, like, they're starting to call their babies racist. Okay? Let me say it again. We got people out there right now calling their babies racist. Like a baby who has no sense of race, reality, or anything like that. A baby, a child. Anyways, y'all go check out the TikTok video. It talks about this one when she's talking about her young baby was crying, and her older kid, I think it's a tween, somewhere between the ages like 11, 12, 13 years old, and how kept going to the baby every time the baby was crying, was consoling the baby. I thought that was the parent's job most of the time, to console the baby, make the baby feel all right and whatnot. But apparently this tween was doing that, and the mother started to notice something, and she got upset, right? And she told the older kid to stop consoling that baby, stop going over. She needs to learn to deal with her own problems and to get over it on her own. And the reason she said that to this tween was to iterate the fact that white women, white women need to learn how to get over their problems and not realize that every time they cry, somebody's gonna go running to them to fix up their problems or whatnot. Apparently that's a big problem for white women. And she was sitting there talking about that too, about her baby, her own baby, her own child. Okay, like let's just think about that for a second. Like, you really want me to believe that you're a baby who is crying for who knows what, probably just needs to poop or needs a diaper change or whatever. You're sitting there telling your other kid, don't go over there and see what's wrong with that baby. Baby needs to figure it out on her own, because she needs to learn that crying as a white woman isn't going to get you everything that you need, or we shouldn't be crying for everything we want because we're white women, or whatever the case is. Okay? Now, If that's not some mental health issues or mental health case, I don't know what is anymore. That is like, to me, a pure, honest example of crazy. Like, that don't even make sense to me. Like, who sits here and y'all? Y'all need to check out the video. Maybe we can get the video posted. You know, we'll put the video up right here for y'all to see, or at least the link, or put it down in the comments, the descriptions for TikTok or wherever y'all can check out this video. It's crazy, man, and it just makes me think, like, at what point? Because obviously, so since the whole world wants to talk about race, right? And apparently, this white woman is a race expert. And I don't mean any disrespect by that. I was just saying, pretty much that's what I gathered from her video, because she's an expert in either baby relations or race relations or the mind of a toddler. But anyways, I'm just speculating now. But what I wanted to say was, racism obviously is taught. We know that to be true. So if by some strange reason, by the powers that be, whatever those powers may be, if by some weird reason that baby is somewhat racist, wouldn't that be the fault of the parents? Like, now I'm not by any means calling this woman racist. Maybe she's not. Maybe she is. I don't know. I don't know her at all. I just go off of this 1 minute clip that I saw. But if I know racism to be taught, okay, and you are telling me as the viewer that your baby is racist, again, she got this idea because the baby was crying, but if you are telling me that your baby is racist, that means to me that you taught your baby to be racist. I'm not crazy, right? I'm pretty sure that's exactly how that works. Y'all go ahead and correct me if I'm wrong. Tell me in the comments. Shoot me a message. Let's have this discussion. I would love to hear y'all's take on this. But can babies be racist? I guess that's the real question. Can babies be racist? That's just wild. And that's why I gave you this video, or this idea and this topic, on a Wildin' Wednesday with Trip. So that aside, let's get away from that. But since we're talking on the topic of race, I posted a video on my personal page the other day. It was actually a live video, and I had this little rant I went on. And I was sitting here talking about what in the hell, because this was a new term I've never heard of before. Okay, so this term was trans-racist, or trans-racism, or transracial. That's the term. And I'm not sure what the exact definition is. Matter of fact, you guys can go ahead and pull up. Actually, we'll get the definition of transracial. We'll post it right here for you guys, so you guys can go ahead and see what the exact definition of transracial is. But when I heard this term, I'm sitting here talking. My first thought was, what the hell does that even mean? Like, transracial or being trans racist? Like, at first I thought, does that mean you're racist against trans people? Like transgender people? But then I saw something thing, and I was like, wait a minute, no. You can't be racist towards transgender people. It's impossible. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't register, because transgender or gender is not race. Okay. So you therefore cannot be racist towards transgender people. That's just, so that idea went out the window. Gone. You can go ahead and erase that from your brain. Take it out. So then I started thinking, well, trans. What does trans mean? I don't really know. I didn't go that deep into it. Y'all thought I was about to tell y'all something. Y'all thought I was about to learn you something. I wasn't going to go that deep. But so we're talking about transracial. So maybe I thought of the idea, because we have transgender. So the idea that you were born in the wrong body. Okay, which again to me, and I've said this before, is kind of a hilarious predicament. But now we're talking about how you could be transracial. So what does that mean? So I thought about it. And by definition for the transgender, it could only mean that apparently you were born in the wrong skin color. Okay? So apparently being a transracial person is somebody who is born in the wrong skin, but they identify as a different color. And apparently this is a real thing. News to me. 2021. 30 years of my life, and I'm just now hearing about transracial. You know, there was that one woman, that white woman who identified as black, and I forgot her name, ended up like becoming one of the leaders of the NAACP or something like that. But I thought it was just a phase or like a joke, or just we kind of just brushed that off. But apparently this is a huge trend. And people are taking, the left is taking this to a whole new level and talking about how, yeah, it's okay for you to identify a different color and then all of a sudden become part of that race. Look, y'all, I don't mean to pry. I'm not trying to come off as a bigot or a trans hater or nothing like that. But like, what are we doing? What are we doing to our kids? What are we teaching our kids, man? Like, we sit here and we say we want racism to go away, but yeah, we won't stop talking about, or they won't stop talking about it. Right? They just keep going and going and going. Like, how far are we gonna go down this rabbit hole, and where does it stop? Because apparently we're taking everything that we know to be true, and we're just taking it away, scooping it out, putting in what we want all of a sudden, and we have to agree with it, or else you get labeled one of them bad things, and you run the risk of getting canceled. Hell, I run the risk of getting canceled just talking to you guys about this video right now, which is whatever. But to me, it's like, yo, what are we teaching our kids? Am I to tell my kids who are biracial, which by definition would be of two different races within themselves, right? Or multiple races within themselves, becoming a biracial person. So my kids are half black and half Mexican. But allegedly to the left, they say that if my kids decide that they want to be Asian, and there's not any Asian in my bloodline, that they can identify as Asian. Which brings me to my next story. I saw this clip today, y'all, and this just blew my mind. And I swear I can't make this up. And this is why I stress mental health so hard and so much. Like, people, y'all, if y'all need help, like, go get the help. Just go get help. Like, there's no shame in going to get help. Okay? There's absolutely no shame. Go get the medical counseling, or go to therapy. Go reach out to a friend. Somebody who is unbiased, and has nothing to really gain from your position. Okay, go get the help, because I'm gonna tell you right now, there's a real mental health issue going on right now, and it's starting to trickle down into the schools and affecting our youth and our children, and that is more bothersome than people just wanting to identify or whatever. But they're pushing this narrative onto the kids who didn't even have that thought in their mind to begin with. But now, because there's such a very loud group of people who apparently are the all-knowing, and they're right, and by right I mean they're left, but we're right up here and we're wrong, I mean by, right. But anyway, y'all understand. Apparently we're supposed to just accept this and agree with it. Okay. That's what we're supposed to do. And I'm not allowed to speak up against that idea because then I get labeled bad man, right? I get labeled as a bigot, sexist, or trans, whatever. And that don't sit right with me. Okay. So I saw this clip today, or the other day, and it was this English dude, this dude from England or Britain or whatever, right? And this motherfucker, let me tell you, like, this asshole, not, I can't call him an asshole. Maybe he's the nicest guy in the world. I don't know. This dude, okay, this British dude went ahead and had reconstructive plastic surgery to make himself look Korean. Okay, so he went ahead and he made the videos and posted up like right after surgery. Okay, so white dude says for the last few years he's identified and felt that he is Korean. And maybe it's because he loves the Korean culture. Maybe it's because he just loves Korean people. I don't know. But he identifies as Korean. So he went through and he got the surgery done to make himself look Korean. And y'all can go YouTube this, and I swear to God, it's going to blow your mind. So got out of surgery and started talking about, with the accent and everything. Like, you could still hear the British accent, but then you try to like flip it a little bit to have like a Korean accent. He got his eyebrows like taken off and lifted up, cheeks pushed in, and just this whole facial reconstructive and skin pigmentation to make himself look Korean. And said that he is now Korean. And I'm like, yo, so like, to what extent are we going with this? Like, where does this stop? So this dude who's born in England, been raised and brought up English as a white person, who only for the last few years all of a sudden identifies as Korean. And we're supposed to just accept that and be okay with it, and not question it. We're not supposed to question it, and that's concerning to me. And to me, it's just wild. Again, the idea that you were born in the wrong body, and now you can be born in the wrong skin. That's a hilarious predicament. It's kind of funny. And I can't stop making jokes about this shit. I swear to God, I think it's fucking hilarious. Like, if I just started acting Chinese, right? Start talking like I have a heavy Mandarin accent, and all of a sudden start telling people that I'm Mandarin or I'm Chinese. People are going to take that as I'm mocking them or I'm racist, because that's not how all Chinese people act or look, right? But what if I just say, well, that's how I feel inside. That's truly how I feel inside, and y'all supposed to just be okay with that. Boy, I tell you, this is out of control. This is out of control, and why I bring this up is because it's apparently it's so common now, or it's becoming so mainstream and common that like we have to just get with the idea, So somebody might ask, like, well, what about Michael Jackson? He became white. Look, say what you want about Michael Jackson, greatest pop star ever, but he also had mental health issues. But I will say this much: Michael Jackson never identified as a white person. Okay, so you guys can throw all the shade you want to, but yes, Michael Jackson had, at least the claim was, he had skin pigmentation issues and had to have surgeries and It was some kind of medical condition. At least that's what they allege, right? I just believe that there was a mental condition, which, if you look into the history of the Jacksons, there's allegedly some real mental issues going on that stemmed from the childhood between the Jackson and the Jackson 5, and then on up through his whole life. So there's obviously some kind of mental condition there. If you guys actually look into the issue, if you even care, but. Again, at least to my knowledge, Michael Jackson never once has claimed to be a white person. So, never has. Never will be. He was born black, he's always going to be black. It's just that simple. This idea that you can just change your mind whenever you feel, and are we supposed to just be okay with it? That's mind-boggling to me. And we got to be careful, because at what point are we going to realize that we're doing more harm than we are helping? That's exactly what it looks like, and that's what it feels like. By allowing this kind of behavior to persist, we're enabling the idea that you can be nuts and it's supposed to just be okay. We're enabling them, and we get run the risk of getting canceled or whatnot because we ain't woke enough or whatever. So. To me, that is wild. That's just wild. Tell me what you guys think. I'd love to hear the discussions. Leave the comments down below. We'll post the links to those videos and where I got that information below. We'll also post some of the clips on the Facebook page and stuff like that. So please check us out. But just keep this stuff in mind, man. And I honestly wish, like, if you guys were like, hey, Trip, like, well, y'all, you just full of shit. I wish I could be like, you know what, yeah, I just made all that shit up for comedy or to get views. I honestly wish, excuse me, I wish that I could say that. But I can't. I'm not making this shit up. I'm just talking about it. I wish I could just make this shit up, but I can't. Like, this is out of control. Like, I fear for what we have going on and coming here in the future. This leftist idea, this whole you're racist if you don't agree with how we feel about this topic. I actually posted a post in my group, not on my Facebook or nothing like that, but like my team's group. We have a group chat. I posted this earlier, and I might as well just read it out to you guys. I thought it was kind of hilarious. So it talks about pretty much this idea about the left. Let me pull this up here for a second, and I'm sure, and just hang with me because I'm sure you guys are gonna like what I'm gonna post, or at least read to you. Okay, so it's like the left ideas of you not agreeing with them and like what you're supposed to do or how they're supposed to feel or something like that. It's like kind of like their little rule book. Okay, and to me, it's like, wait a minute, if you don't see it this same way, then you're bad, and now you're gonna get one of these hard labels. And if you get one of those hard labels, it's pretty much hard. It's kind of hard to get that taken away from your name, or you just don't pay no attention to it, which is what I try to do. Like, I don't pay attention to what they say about me or to me, because at the end of the day, it is what it is. But I do find it entertaining to see that there's a lot of people out there that just they take this information, run with it, and then they go out of their way to legit cancel you, to tarnish your name, to tarnish the value that you have or had because you don't agree with how they feel. It's pretty funny, and so far it holds to be true. Okay, it holds to be true, and if you have any kind of idea outside of that way of thinking, then again, you're the bad person. And okay, wait, here we go. I found it. So it's called The Leftist Guide to an online debate. Okay, I can put this here so you guys, oh, right here. Yeah, right there. We'll put it right there so you guys can see. So it's called The Leftist Guide to an Online Debate. Rule number 1, state your opinion and insist it's a fact. Okay. If someone disagrees, call them racist. If they still disagree, you call them a bigot. And then the last one is, if they still disagree, classify it as a hate speech, and now you've won the debate. Like that tell me that ain't wild. Tell me that's not wild. That's like a wild way of thinking. That's completely taking out the other person's viewpoint, not even listening to how they see the issue or the actual evidence and facts, but you throw these names out there, these really, horrible names, and label them, which completely fucks them up. And now you've won the debate because you're really loud about it. And then what I've noticed happens, they post this stuff everywhere so everyone can see how me or any of the other people who happen to lean a little bit more to the right or just more rational in reality, just become, we're more rational thinking, logically minded people. We decide that it's not worth the argument to either defend ourselves or to entertain it. It's like, well, first of all, you just completely bashed my reputation because you thought I was a bigot or a racist, and now I'm pushing hate speech, which is completely untrue, but that's what you're telling everyone. And then you make a mountain out of a molehill over either a comment or conversation that we didn't really get to engage in because as soon as I disagreed, you shamed me. But I'm not going to go there. But you get the idea. We're going down a slippery slope, everybody, and I feel like we got to do better. We got to get better. And if we don't, well, I tell you, I'm scared to see where we're going to go. Scared to see where it's going to be here in the next few years. If you got kids, you better hold them tight. Because them schools and them other kids, they're going to get to them. And all this is Twitter and YouTube and FaceSpace and all that. If you can get your kids off of it, please do. And if they're not on it, you better hold on to them. Don't let them get too sucked into it, because once they do, it's like hypnotism. You watch this stuff, you get sucked in, go down the rabbit hole, you see a little video, another video, and then before you know it, you're down the rabbit hole for a few hours and your whole mind is, you're questioning life now. Anyways, everybody, this has been a Wild on a Wednesday with Trip. I appreciate your time. Go ahead and click that bell, hit that notification button, subscribe to our page, and share the videos. Share them with your friends. And leave some comments. Tell us what you think. Appreciate you. Stay safe, everybody. Until next time, this is All in a Day's Work, officially signing off.